Personal log, Dark Knight's food reviews. Gotham City is unusually quiet tonight. The bat signal rests unlit against the overcast sky, and even the shadows seem to whisper less. Alfred suggested I take advantage of this rare lull to experience more of what the city has to offer in terms of cuisine. Translation: he thinks I need to eat something that isn't black coffee or a protein bar consumed atop a gargoyle. He handed me a bag from Dunkin' Donuts containing their new Green Goddess wrap. The name alone raised an eyebrow. Anything with goddess in the title usually involves poison ivy trying to turn me into plant food. But Alfred assured me it was safe and, perhaps out of morbid curiosity, I decided to give it a try. Upon unwrapping the sandwich, I was met with a rather uninspiring sight. The tortilla was pale and lackluster, resembling the color palette of Gotham's gloomy alleyways rather than anything evoking freshness. It looked as if it had been assembled by someone who'd lost a bet, or perhaps their sense of taste. Taking the first bite, I was immediately underwhelmed. The eggs were rubbery, as if they'd been sitting under a heat lamp longer than Mr. Freeze has been holding on to that cold gun of his. They lacked any seasoning, much like the monotone drone of a henchman reading off a ransom note. The bacon was sparse and chewy, failing to provide the satisfying crunch that even the Joker's goons manage when they accidentally trip over their own feet. It was as disappointing as finding out the Riddler's latest riddle was just a knock-knock joke. Then there was the so-called Green Goddess sauce. It had a vague hint of herbs, but was overwhelmingly bland, like listening to one of Penguin's long-winded monologues about bird taxonomy. The sauce did little to elevate the wrap. Instead, it lingered in the background, much like Calendar Man hoping someone will finally pay attention to him. The spinach and other greens were wilted, offering a texture that can only be described as limp. They added nothing to the wrap, serving merely as a reminder that not all greens are created equal, especially when compared to the vivid plant life in Ivy's botanical escapades. As I continued to eat, purely out of a sense of duty to finish what I'd started, I couldn't help but feel this wrap was Dunkin' Donuts' idea of a practical joke. If so, they should leave the humor to the professionals, although we've got enough clowns in this city as it is. By the final bite, I felt more dissatisfied than after a night chasing Catwoman across rooftops, only to have her slip away with a sly grin. The Green Goddess wrap was neither divine nor invigorating. It was a lackluster attempt at a healthy option that fell flat on all accounts. Perhaps Dunkin' should stick to what they do best: donuts and coffee, and leave the sandwich artistry to others. As for me, I'll rely on Alfred's impeccable cooking from now on. At least his meals never leave me questioning my life choices. In the future, if I'm in need of a quick meal, I'll opt for something with more substance, like that triple-decker sandwich from the deli near the GCPD headquarters. Even Commissioner Gordon swears by it, and he rarely has time for anything other than black coffee and justice. Time to suit up. A silent alarm was tripped at the Gotham Museum. With any luck, tonight's encounters will be more satisfying than this disappointing excuse for a wrap. End of log.